had a good 10 days of it so far, of this new royal family crisis. And frankly, we don't know that much about the detail. What, for example, was said at the so-called Sandringham summit. Oh, to have been a fly on the wall inside the room. But we still have had plenty to say about it, day and night, in good old English weather. The story has been irresistibly addictive. Obviously, potentially another episode for The Crown, with some imagined regal dialogue. We've only glimpsed the Queen once on her way to church on Sunday. A very personal and supportive statement about Harry and Meghan was issued after Monday's summit.
It was a landmark statement. The Queen really doesn't speak about family matters like that very often. Reading between the lines, as we always do, it was what came through was her sadness, but also her pragmatism. She wants to get this done, and she wants to get it done quickly.
Queen's furious. Harry and Meghan say, "We quit."
Meghan flees to Canada. Queen fights to save monarchy.
Royal soap opera.
The media, having shifted camp in sunshine to outside Buckingham Palace, would love to know more. But Prince Harry is only currently talking about sport. Online about his Invictus Games.
In 2022, the Invictus Games will travel to a new country, a new home for respect for our armed forces.
And in person about the Rugby League World Cup.
Lebanon. So the Lebanon go...
At one point, some journalists did manage to shout out a question.
Harry, how are the discussions going on your future?
Harry didn't respond, just apparently smiled and walked on. A lead editorial in the Sun newspaper has claimed that skin colour has nothing to do with the royal couple's decision. Not everyone agrees.
Many people of colour have said to me, it's unbelievable that the racism involved in this story is being ignored and denied.
If you look back at the coverage the couple have received, most of it since the royal wedding has been very favourable. Some of it has been critical, and then some people have pointed to that coverage and said, oh, well, you know, there's a racial motivation to it. I simply don't recognise that.
Even when race isn't part of the overt narrative, singling someone of colour out and saying, I just don't like you, something about the way you look that I don't like, which is something that a senior anchor on the British media said about Meghan Markle recently, I just don't like the look of her. It's impossible to ignore the racial undertones to that commentary.
As for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, they've been back on duty and out and about in the northern town of Bradford. Rather pointedly, two leading tabloids both reached much the same judgment. The Daily Mail's headline was, Kate, dazzling Duchess, shows how it's done. The Sun went further. The Duchess of Cambridge showed how royal duty should be done. It's been a long week for veteran royal observers. So much hanging about, having to think of something to say or write when no one's talking. Nick Glass, CNN in London.